This is the main square in Guînes, historic town. Once upon a time there was a castle here, but all we've got today are the remains of the moat. Down there we have the clock tower, hidden from us at the moment, but in there's a museum, and there's lots about the field of the cloth of gold and the meeting between Henry VIII and Francois I in 1520. And so let's have a look at what else we can see here. Now, I saw on several sites on the internet people writing opinions that there was nothing in Guînes. Well, they're wrong. I think it's a very nice village. Gives those who may come here for the first day in France or the last day in France or the weekend from the United Kingdom, they get a real taste of France. There's a large queue when I came past before, so I thought the bread must be quite good. This is the choice, which you can get here. This is Blondine in the tourist office at Guînes. And Blondine, what is there interesting to see here?
So in the town you can discover a lot of things about history. You have the Tour de l'Horloge just in the center of the town, which is about the local history, with large parts dedicated to the philosophy of gold. So the meeting between Henry VIII, the King of England, and Francois I, the King of France, and also about the Vikings who arrived in the town in the 10th century. You have also Saint-Joseph village. It is a village built as the 19th century, so you can walk in this village with a church, a school, a watermill, so you can discover as you want. And just next you have the March of Guînes, when you can have a walking and discover fauna and flora.
This is the clock tower of Guînes, built in 1763 on the site of this enormous artificial mound built by the Vikings in the early part of the 10th century. When the Vikings came here, they wanted the castle, so with a huge amount of man-hours of work, they built this mound and they put a wooden castle on it. Later, in the English period, which was from 1351 to 1588, there stood a castle here, stone, surrounded by water, a moat. After the English were forced out of the Pas-de-Calais in 1588, the castle itself was destroyed, but the mound stood here. Why get rid of the mound? Took a lot of effort to build it, and in 1763 this clock tower went up in its place. Now today, because of the houses around, it doesn't quite have the effect it would have had when built, but even today though you get a very good idea of the commanding position that it had, overlooking everything. Now, the clock tower itself has a clock, as you would expect from a clock tower, but it says the same time. It's a place where time just stands still. This is located as part of the museum, the Clock Tower Museum, Musée du Tour de l'Horloge, and it's outstanding for anyone interested in history. It's close to Calais, it's 16 kilometers from Calais. I'm staying at a campsite called La Bien Assise, which is in walking distance, 10 minutes walk, if that, from here and people come here, they spend the first night in France, in Calais area, and then they move somewhere else, or they come here for the last night. I say stop and have a look around, because there's so much to see, such as this museum here.